In my travels, I see one common complaint when it comes to gastrointestinal health is I eat and it doesn't feel good. I eat and I'm bloated. I eat it and I can't stop passing gas. And there is a stigma to elimination in our culture. We can talk about sweating, we can talk about crying, we can talk about skin brushing, letting go of dead skin, but God forbid we talk about poop.
I'm here today with Dr. Edison Mello, who is a board-certified integrative physician, and you are also a licensed psychotherapist. You are the founder and chief medical officer of the Akasha Center in Santa Monica, and you also happen to be probably the number one person responsible, the magician behind the curtain, for everything that I teach and have learned over my many years about self-optimization and optimizing my health and my creativity. And frankly, I'm just basically still alive because of you. So, on that note, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you for having me back. I so appreciate the invitation.
Yes, you and I have had many, many very involved and in-depth discussions in the past about health and lifestyle and integrative medicine and traditional medicine. And for anybody that has not been exposed to our conversations before, I want to make sure that we put in the show notes links to all of our previous conversations. If there's a little bit of overlap introducing people to your approach and how it's different to the Western medical approach, I'm certainly fine with some of that overlap. But at the same time, I want to make sure that for the majority of this conversation, we get right to the heart of the topic, which is talking all about your new book. So on that note, we are going to start there, and it's probably going to dovetail into some more general conversations about integrative medicine and otherwise. But your new book is called Bloated, with this amazing little graphic of a big old fat bee. I remember you telling me about how you got so excited for the idea of the cover for this book before you even had it, and the big bloated bee is the part of the belly, and it's how to reclaim your gut health and eat without pain. And the first question that I have for you is, frankly, your first question in the book. So I'm using your words and not mine. Why in the world write a book about poop?
My son would love that too. He used to call me the poop doctor when he was little. He's now 19. Basically, because bloating has grown to such epidemic proportions in the U.S. and certainly all over the country, all over the world. In my travels, I see one common complaint when it comes to gastrointestinal health is I eat and it doesn't feel good. I eat and I'm bloated. I eat it and I can't stop passing gas. And there is a stigma to elimination in our culture. We can talk about sweating, we can talk about crying, we can talk about skin brushing, letting go of dead skin, but God forbid we talk about poop. People get embarrassed, people run away as if it was, a monster and something that's going to get you or it's going to embarrass you. And I wanted to demystify this whole thing about elimination. Poop is to our body what an exhaust pipe is to a car. No matter how expensive your car is, if you're driving a gas vehicle, if you don't have a proper exhaust system, your car is not going to function as effectively as it could otherwise. Poop is what tells us in the world of medicine, specifically in gastrointestinal medicine, what's happening inside our microbiome. You look at it, and I tell people sometimes, what's the color of your poop? What is the consistency of your poop? Is it well-formed? Because I want to know what's happening inside. And the other reason why I wrote this book, Josh, is, excuse me, Zach, is because a lot of people feel that they are alone in this. They feel that they are the only ones suffering from this. Specifically, if we are a woman, for guys, for us, when we're in high school, when we're in college, passing gas, having, who farts the loudest, it's kind of a competition for guys. But for women, it can be very embarrassing. And for guys, sometimes can be embarrassing as well. It almost has this connotation that there's something dirty about you. that you're not taking care of yourself, that you are a slug. And I wanted to tell my readers that in 20 plus years of experience in doing this, going into 3 decades actually, that pooping issues happens across all spectrums of society. It's an equal opportunity issue. You don't have to be to belong to a particular socioeconomic background or a particular race or have a particular gender to deal with this. To be having poop issues, bloating issues, it's an equal opportunities. And so the tendency of all of us when we are sick, when we feel embarrassed, is to retrieve because we feel alone. We feel that, nobody else is dealing with this. And so there's a tendency to suffer quietly. And even with my patients in my office, sometimes it takes a little bit to get them to express to me what's really happening in their lives, in their health goals, and to get to the health they want. They come in with really clear ideas, but there's something when it comes to elimination that prevents them from really expressing what's happening out there. And I felt that if I could tell stories of real people who have gone through this across the spectrum of a population, and if I could add a little humor to it, that people could perhaps read this with different lenses, hear this story with different ears, and read with different eyes. And so that's the reason why I wrote it.